it won't let me rotate my phone, so it has to be done in portrait mode, which is just, in this day and age, is ridiculous. But never. I did fix all this earlier on. But yeah. Actually do live chats and all that. I don't want to do bloody live chats. So still no chunk taken out of the sun that I can see here yet. I can flip the camera. Put a few YouTube's cameras and let me zoom in. They will. I've only got a rudimentary solar filter in this net, so yeah, that seems to be as close as it lets me get. If anybody's watching, can they let me know? Give me a text or something on my phone if you have my number. I don't see anybody watching, so. Right, well, there's been no bite taken out of the sun yet, so we're probably about 2 minutes away from it. It should be coming in from the northern side of it, or the bottom side of it, if that makes sense. If anybody can let me know, will you just if you can see, will you just click on in the chat, and I know that I'm live, and I'm not wasting my time. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, I think I can see something now, just a very, very, very small piece. It won't come out in this phone, it's a pity. It's just still a bit too glary even with the solar filter on it. I suppose I could try and get glasses. That's beyond you, Sheila. Well, if you can see me, there's not much point me texting you, but I'll text you. Well, let me know if you can hear me as well, Sheila. That's even more important. We couldn't be happy over here and not be able to hear me. Oh yeah, I can see there's definitely a good chunk taken out of this sun now. It's just this solar filter. It's not ideal the way I have it stuck on. You couldn't actually get one for the phones. See if that does anything for it. Yeah, the phone is having trouble focusing because it's filtered over it. It uses like a laser to find its focus level, and obviously it thinks that because there's something in front. It's phone silent. Because it thinks there's something in front of it, it won't focus at infinity, which is where it needs to be. I will still get totality here, and that's the most important thing. Like we've all seen the pictures, I'm sure, in RTE, or I'm sure it's still happening over in Ireland. It's only starting to happen here. Maybe it's kind of, no, it should still be happening in Ireland. What time was totality in Ireland? 7:10, so, well, not totality, but the most fans was 7:10, so that's 6:10, like that. Yeah, well, it's past use, but now I'm sure you've seen some of it. It's only starting to come over here now. There's a good maybe 3-4% bite out of the sun there already. Yeah, I'll just switch back to me because you can't really see anything, and I'm just going to poke my head right here so we take these Eclipse glasses off a wee second. Don't use those. Use a towel to try and keep my equipment sort of somewhat cool, but one of the towels fell down onto the roof there earlier on, so probably going to have to replace that. Yeah, I'm going to put it back on the Eclipse glasses, even though I can't see anything else. And I suppose I can look down and read the phone. Crazy people down there in the pool. Loads of people walking around. I don't see too many with glasses on. There's the watch parties up at the back up here. I suppose I can rotate the phone and you can see down there. Watch party on down there somewhere. Can't really see it with these glasses on. Barbecue and stuff like that. I'll have to nip down late, hopefully after the whole thing's over. I'll be allowed, seems I can go down for me dinner. I'm trying to use my headphones as a microphone device because the sound I hear just on the phone mic was absolutely terrible there for some of my videos the last couple of days. So I don't know whether these are going to work a little bit better. The gimbal camera here is turned on. Fit. Under there, little gimbal fit that follows me around when I'm recording. Yeah, slowly but surely here. Last one of these I seen back in 2015 or 2014, March. It was I took a fair chunk out of the sun, but I didn't have any viewing glasses, so you was sort of looking at it through clouds, and you could sort of see it. You couldn't look for too long, but you could blind you and burn your retinas. There's about 3 people in line. 3. We have to switch from Eclipse glasses to reading glasses, which is crazy altogether. Oh, 8 people. Brilliant. Christ, that's more people than watches me real videos. Hold me a second. I'll switch back to the sun when there's a good chunk taken out of it. Well, maybe I'll switch back to it now. Find it again. There it is there. Try to zoom in. YouTube's cameras just won't zoom in. Whatever way their camera phone interacts with the Samsung's cameras, I don't know, but it's, like I said, it's just very blurry. But totality, when totality starts for a minute and a half, that it's going to go on. Solar filter comes straight off. In fact, no, I'm not going to risk it before that. But when totality happens, and it will happen by the way, there's absolutely no chance of cloud. There's no sea fog. There's nothing as far as I can see. The sun will probably be slightly red. It won't be as bright as it is during the day. But I think we'll still see the corona. I was sort of afraid there, if it was like last night and milky skies, that you wouldn't see the corona, or you wouldn't see the diamond ring or any of the other stuff. But I think we're definitely going to see all of that. Maybe just not as spectacularly as some other countries at high noon eclipses. I'm sure there's somebody saying, geez, we'd be better off sitting out in my back garden watching this. Switch back to me for a second. Yeah, so maybe 9-10% of it obscured now. Just trying to think of a better way to do the solar filter, and I can't think of one. as we get towards when we get to about like 80 or 90% obscured, I will take the filter off and just risk it, because the Samsung does have a filter built into it that will tone it down electronically just to protect the sensor. Yeah, whether it'll come out on stream is another thing. Like I say, YouTube cameras. To do this properly, you're probably talking about having a laptop with you and maybe streaming it through the laptop from different devices. That's what some of the more professional people do. Like, I only started this mess in like 7 or 8 months. I'm learning as I'm going, but this is like once in a lifetime. Well, maybe not once in a lifetime, but it's definitely a once in a decade kind of thing. And you hope to get it right, but the next hour will tell. See if anybody else is texting me. I'll switch off the alerts because everybody's here for text messages or whatever. Still 22 degrees here in Peguera. It's certainly toasty and not as humid as it has been, thankfully. So at least when you sweat, it does evaporate off you and cools you down. I think I just forgot my water. And all the balloons, I forgot to get my water. It's hard to come out of the air conditioning into this again. And all the other balloons, I've also forgotten to start my hyperlapse on the other camera. The hyperlapse is like a time lapse. It would probably be better than what YouTube's putting out at the minute. Through their camera up. You shall see. Super slow movement, definitely not what we want. Yeah, it's going slowly enough as it is. Hyperlapse. Let's see if we can see. Let me see. It's all about lines of sight in this messing. If you don't have things all just lined up perfectly, nothing comes out on the phone, you know. That might work. Yeah, it seems to be recording. What it'll look like, that's when it processes later on, is remains to be seen. Right, I'll switch back to the sun view because I'm sure you're bored looking at me. Yeah, hard for me to tell even, but I still can't really see anything on my live stream. But I can tell you from here, it's definitely taken a good chunk out of it. You just get the whole there, focus. I've never actually witnessed totality. I'm sure many of you haven't. I was planning on going to the States there, maybe back in August of 2024. July was it? I can't remember. It just wasn't feasible. It was going to cost a lot, and I called it off at the last minute. I would have went to see it in Texas somewhere, possibly Dallas, and on the day I remember watching it, and it was cloudy. Everybody's out, and just as the thing started, the clouds just seemed to evaporate or just clear just in time for an awful lot of people to see it. And like there it was a high noon eclipse, so that means that it's high in the sky, there's none of this shadows of mountains or buildings around to obscure it, and the whole place was dark. I think it went dark over there for 4 minutes. This one tonight, this evening, is only going to be for about 94 seconds, something like that here. The one in 2027 coming in August the 2nd, I think it is, that's crossing Gibraltar, Morocco, whereas Libya, Tunisia, down into Egypt, That's going to be like 6 minutes long, and it's all to do with how close the sun or how close the moon is to the earth when it's crossing the sun. So the closer it is, it means that it takes longer to pass across the face of the sun. So totality lasting 6 minutes, which is, I think it's the longest in 200 or 300 years, because just of the way the maths works. After this night, maybe I'll be making me plans to go there and have to see what the plan is for getting there. Egypt will be good. If you think it's hot here, Egypt's like 115 degrees and all this or something like that. But on the bright side, it's at midday, you're right in the middle of the desert. It's a dry heat. Yeah. Right, we'll just switch away from the sun for a minute. Take a look at me again. Love the camera, me. Yeah, it's progressing. That's all I can say. I don't even stare at it too long, because if you look away from it and take a look around you, you kind of get a bit of perspective. Seems to be an awful lot of people down the beach down there, viewing it properly, which is great. See a lot of glasses on down right there. You have to feel sorry for the poor staff who have to walk through this thing, don't get a chance to go and see it or whatever. I don't know, maybe they're not interested, but maybe if they are, very hard to get swapping with somebody else, maybe take your holidays for that day. It's particularly busy in Majorca this year. They say there's something like 650,000 visitors on the island. That's adding to a population of just under 1 million. So it means all the public transport, the roads, everything is busy, busy, busy. You can see the frustration in a lot of native Majorcans maybe that were they're sort of like fed up with the crowds and people running about that don't know where they're going and asking bus drivers, is this the right bus? And that sort of, yours truly did that once or twice, even though it's all on your phone if you bother to look. But at the same time, they get the benefit from the huge influx of money. People come from all over the world. I've seen a lot of Americans when I was out on my scoping missions there the last couple of days. Scoping missions, me wee trips over to here, there and everywhere. Plenty of Americans not trained to Solar there the other day. Couple on the boat out to Dragonera. It's a Dragonera, by the way, if you haven't watched that video I uploaded it today. I had so much fun on that island, and if and when I do come back to Majorca, I'm definitely going back there, maybe in cooler weather, because it was just too hot yesterday. You couldn't stick it. It really was. I can only imagine what it'd be like watching this from there. It'd still be hot, but totality up on that would be absolutely insane, because it's just sheer rugged wilderness. You know, there's, apart from the 200 or 300 people that are allowed on it, there's just nothing there. You know, there's no cars or roads, not even bicycles. There's not even a toilet, for God's sake. Don't ask me how that works out. I'm sure people have to go behind a bush or whatever. I know I did, but yeah, I suppose they don't want to be putting sewage or chemical toilets or whatever out in it, because it's one more thing that's just causing the pollution. Anyway, back to the sun. Oh, 7 people watching. Oh, I got 1 like. That's great. Like people saying you don't see the eclipse. Like it's trying to explain to you, because I'm streaming this from a Samsung Galaxy phone through the YouTube app. It doesn't, like, there's a great camera on this phone, which is just not being utilised properly because it has a filter on the top of it, if that makes sense. I can try and zoom in a little bit more. Like I said, when it gets slightly closer to being 90, maybe 90%, I'll take the solar filter off and risk damaging the filter, or risk damaging the sensor, because there's no point in, okay, if I go like this, that's obviously my hand. If I take this off, it's just going to be glared out and the camera will switch off. I'm also worried about overheating on the phone. Nothing really I can do about that. Anyway, stick about. Like, look, if you just want to just not be watching this for a while or listen to me, what I can tell you is set your alarm for 7:30 Irish time, maybe a little bit earlier, 8:30 Spanish time if you happen to be listening from Spain. That is when totality is about to begin, and that's when I'll whip off the filter, do all that stuff. Who's this saying, Joe Young, nothing but clouds on the key, lad? But that never changes, Joe. Not a cloud to be seen over here, thankfully. That would have just killed it altogether. So some of the nights there during the week I was actually very worried because thunderstorms coming off Spain. Oh yeah, we're starting to see a fair wee, but let's say maybe 25-30% obscured now. I know you can't see it, what's the point in me describing it is, but I'll switch back anyway. Try to pull the filter in slightly. Any difference? No. Yeah, I can see people messaging me there on chats and stuff like that, but it means taking off the Eclipse glasses, putting on the reading glasses, and I'm just not doing it for the minute. I will read back in the chats later on and respond. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's not something I'm going to be doing too much of, is live streaming. I don't know how people on Twitch or whatever it is do it. They're messing about to get all set up, especially for something like this, but even just to get set up for any event, running around with cameras and looking at your watch and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to take the fun out of it. Like, I'm here to see it myself. As I said, when totality comes, and it will come, the filter's coming off, and I will take the phone. Well, I won't take the phone off the tripod. I'll leave it on the tripod. Which reminds me, I suppose I better take a couple of videos on this phone as soon as I. Even if I look at the sun through this phone when it's taking a video, it just looks like the sun. It doesn't look like there's any light taken out of it. So even with the filter, I just think that the processing just having its moment. Yeah, it's highly annoying. I don't know what you do about getting some sort of filter on the phone. That's one that I made out of one of the lenses of the glasses that you wear. You clamp it on. I honestly think the problem is YouTube's interaction with the cameras on the Samsung. Samsung has like some of the best cameras on the market for mobile phones. Maybe I'll take the glass off and read back through a couple of the chats there, keep it interesting. It is extremely difficult to read these in. Somebody saying I don't see the eclipse. I've kind of explained that, and like I know it's no fun for me explaining it, but this is high tap. I can't even read that. I'm gonna have to get new glass as well. Malantino. Don't know you. I do know Joe Young, of course. I know Joe Young. Mondotown, Gavin Rafferty. My God, if you're nothing better to do, Gavin, you should get on your bicycle somewhere. Thanks for tuning in, Gavin. There you can see it trying to zoom in there, and it just keeps reverting. YouTube, yeah, not YouTube's fault, it's my fault for not having a setup through, like, stream the actual proper cameras through a laptop or through some sort of external streaming device. Like I say, I'm only getting started with this carry on, and it's some other time, maybe next year, Egypt or something like that. As I said, for those of you that are looking at it saying that's just a blurry mess, when the totality comes and I whip off the filter, you'll be able to see it an awful lot better. Kind of worrying about my phone overheating. See, it's doing an awful lot of stuff. Yeah, it's not that hot. I'd say maybe we're 35–40% of the little bite out of the apple. Right, maybe if I just show you around the rest of Peguera for a second. Obviously you get the idea there, the sun is just high in the sky there. It's even though 40% is now obscured, it still just looks like the sun. This is how people go blind from looking at the thing, because you think, oh, it's 90% obscured or even 85% obscured, and that 5% is enough to blind you in the eye, or at least burn permanently onto your retinas. You can see the watch party going on down there. My watch party going up here, born frigger that I am. I'm up in the balcony on my own, but I was just so lucky that when I was planning on going up to that headland in the distance there, or maybe over to some of the other places in my videos, and as it turns out, I ended up on the 9th floor here, and just by sheer luck, because there's like one beside me here, and I can't see it because of the satellite dish. The other 5 on this level can see them the same way as I can, but I hear doors slamming, so I don't see anybody else looking out over a balcony or anything like that. Maybe there is. Anyway, back to the sun for a second. Last thing I want to do is look up at the thing with my reading glasses on, and it's game over. Yeah, I'd say we're 45%. It's now 8:05, so about 25 minutes, 26 minutes to go to totality. I have a timer set in my watch that I'll be able to give a countdown to use, and like I said, I'll probably take the solar filter off just before the countdown starts. See, no matter how much you try to pinch the zoom to go in, it keeps flicking backwards, and I think that's something to do with the filter obscuring the little sensor that tells you how to focus. Once that comes off, it'll focus automatically. Back to yours truly for a second. Yeah, I'd say we're approaching maybe not 50%, but 45%. See if anybody messaging me. My workmate Charlie, I don't know if you're watching or if you're watching it yourself out in the garden or what. If you are, send us something in the live chat there. Don't be afraid, like. Right, back to the sun again. Like I say, wait and make a cup of tea or grab a can or a pint or whatever it is, and I'd say in 20 minutes there'll be an awful lot more to see in terms of actual eclipse rather than some idiot watching it. A lot of people down there, it's good to see there's nobody in the swimming pool. People actually taking an interest. The one next door, a couple of kids in playing in the swimming pool, which are kids don't really, it's a homework thing for them to watch, and when they don't understand it, I suppose. I know when I saw the book as a kid, that's what really got me interested in this, is where do I go to see that? And then I found out that they happen randomly every 18 months somewhere on the planet, and most of the time it's out over the open ocean or over the Arctic or the Antarctic. That's maybe only 30% of them will happen over inhabited land, and places that can be tough to get to or expensive to get to, or both. It's a bucket list thing. Some people just go to Disneyland or whatever. This is my bucket list one here. There are those that say that once you've seen one, that you'd spend any amount of money to go and see the next one and the one after that. That's why I think so many Americans over here, like I said, that I heard a lot of Americans, and from Americans, unless they live here already, which some do. I think Brad Pitt has a house up in Port Andridge there, just a little bit up the coast. For Americans come here, it must be as expensive as anything, because you obviously have to fly across the Atlantic first. Like, accommodation here has been expensive because of this event. Not unreasonable, but more expensive than it would be normal high season, maybe 20% more. From what I can tell, this hotel that I'm in, the Beverly Playa, it's a big hotel, it's a big corporate hotel, and it is full. I just know you're walking past, you're hearing people checking in there the last couple of days, and from when I was making my booking, there was like 2 rooms left available. The other hat's handy. Yeah, I'd say that's probably us at about 50% there now. Maybe switch it back here. I just know you're not really going to be able to. Sure, we have this sort of gaffer tape, well, not gaffer tape, sellotape, and I run down the reception, get scissors and a bit of sellotape. That's dread and actually going and having to go start looking at a shop somewhere for it at this late stage in the day. So what have we now, 7 viewers? Somebody got bored. I'll get you. Yeah, that's definitely 50% now, and I know you can't see it. I know it must be very, very annoying listening to me saying, oh, that's this and this is that. But try cleaning the filter again. Give it a little bit more. Yeah, might have done something. Very hard to be tell without my glasses on. No, yeah, you can kind of see something now. Kind of. It's funny when I tested all this last night on the sun through the Galaxy camera, it's spot on. Like, look, I'm doing a full video on this anyway, which reminds me I better start actually shooting some. Take the filter off that one, put it onto this one. Time lapse. The time lapse idea probably didn't work out because it's the same problem with the filter on this phone as well. The hyperlapse you can't zoom in. Let's see. yeah, getting sellotape to stick in these conditions is also pretty nigh on impossible. Yeah, we're definitely past 55, maybe 60% now. Switch the orientation, edit this out later on. Yeah, definitely see it properly there on this camera, which is highly annoying, but like I say, that's YouTube's camera app for you. Not designed for these sort of conditions. Only 3 people watching now, sure. Shambolic, who's that? That sounds like Pierce, but it mightn't be. Christ almighty, freaking magnifying glass you want, not a pair of reading glasses. The something. Let me know if it is Pierce, or let me know who you are, like it's not like military intelligence looking in. Oh yeah, we're 65% now, easily. These people down on the beach, they don't seem to realise that, well, maybe they will get a little bit of totality, but they're not going to get an awful lot of it. Or maybe they will, maybe I'll be proved wrong. Reconnecting, sorry about that, I hit some button, as usual you hit some button. Oh yeah, we're at 70%, maybe 75%. You're talking about 14 to 15 minutes. Just if you can see anything there that you can see, solar chunk. Oh, you can, you're starting to be able to see it now. There's only 2 people on now. As far as I know with live streams, they're all recorded, you can watch them back later on. And I'll edit the highlights out of it. Probably time for me to take another video on the other phone. Blurry for the same reason as it's blurry on the camera, a little sensor that allows, I'll try something like that. any better. If we could get this out here, just yeah, it's amateur hour here. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, good 75, 80% gone now. Well, if I can't record up here through the solar filter, I'll record everything down the beach instead. Yay, people. Definitely getting there. We let that go machine on the tellies, as you. Try it with DJI and see if we can get on. Yeah, it's the same crack even through the neutral density filter here. Full, like it's a pair of sunglasses for your phone or for your screen. Just I don't know what it might come. Maybe it's the screen that's not giving me. This would be good for totality as well. I suppose we'll move that down. I'm trying to keep it cool. Probably close to about 80% have gone now. Let's see how much of that you're seeing. About 8.5 minutes till totality. So if you've tuned out, I hope you set a timer or whatever. Please didn't forget about me. I see there's only maybe 2-3 people watching. And that's me, Auntie Sheila and Joe Young. What I would say is, I'm definitely not the only one live streaming this. I'm sure there are people that have way better equipment and way more experience of doing this. And you'll be able to go onto YouTube and watch them later on when they upload their stuff. Like I say, when you do a live stream, it's all saved and it can be watched after the fact. You don't necessarily have to watch stuff live. Say we're a good way to be 90% there or so. Yeah, 90%. Like I say, 7 minutes. 7 minutes and counting. You can see people like kind of getting shadowed on the beach already, which is just a bloody shame. I can't invite them all up here. Nice and Charlie, you tuned in. See if this gets there quicker than the text message. Right, I'll switch back to the sun because we're definitely one of the last 6-7 minutes. Yeah, I can see it a wee bit better now. Oh, we're definitely getting there. That's 90%, I have to say. See, this is the bit of it where you do your eyes damage. If you take off the glasses too early, or if you take off the filter too early. Still only 2 people watching. Maybe they just didn't do it for you. Five and a half minutes. It's mad, you can actually see the moon moving if you look, but the moon is moving, but it's more so to do with the rotation of the Earth. And why it's moving so quick when it gets to Spain and when it gets to Majorca, it's because it's just right at the very edge, the shadow's right at the very edge of the Earth. Like being on a bicycle wheel is spinning faster as it goes to the outside. Whereas in the centre it's only spinning slowly and slower. Yeah. It's starting to waffle. Four and a half minutes. And I know just from looking through this here that it's not really worth taking off the filter just yet. Um, 3.5 minutes. Clamp this phone onto this. Back. It's actually got colder. That's mad stuff. 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. I'm just going to take off this solar filter because it's not doing that at this stage. If the camera gets broken, it gets broken. All revealed, as the fella says. One minute, 30 seconds. Hopefully I don't damage you out there, but you never had one anyway. 1 minute countdown, folks. Maybe even less than that. Everybody's in shadow now on the watch party. I can still see. I'm just going to move this table slightly back. It's a pity I can't do this in landscape. That's something I'll have to figure out. Oh, we're going for it now. 20 seconds. 10, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's my alarm. Yeah, it's going. It's definitely going. And it is nearly gone. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Wow. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I don't know if you can see this in the live stream. I'm too busy looking at my own phone. This is nuts. This is just absolutely nuts. It's night. I know it's nearly night already. Just one little. Oh, this is cool. I'm that busy trying to. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is insane. Venus and the stars all just popped out. Do you know something? I think they have seen it down the beach. This is nuts. Oh, there's a diamond ring. Oh, I missed it. Oh, that's class. That is just class. Right. Glass is back on. That is unreal. Right, glass is back on. No amount of nothing would ever do that justice. TV cameras, whatever, nothing. Folks, I don't know, that was just bananas. It just gives you a sense of where you are in the universe when you see something like that happening. Like, put on these cliff glass again, like, you still get blinded fairly sharpish. That only lasted a minute and a half, and it seemed to go in such quick time there, because I was trying to record stuff instead of just looking at it, but I got to see it myself for a minute and a half anyway. switch back to this, but there's not much point. All it is the sunset now. But yeah, crazy. Smell that barbecue, my God. I'll definitely be down there with a plate now in another 20 minutes, half an hour, and then a while out beer. When all the panic, I forgot to drink any water or do it, but absolutely parched with the thirst. The sun's still like 97, 96% obscured here, but you couldn't look at it. This is when people tend to damage their retinas and to turn around and look at it just as the totality finishes. Diamond ring, that's it. We got Bailey's beads, can you hear? I didn't think we were going to get Bailey's beads. The little red bits, sparkly bits, it's as the sunlight rushes through the valleys on the moon and through craters and stuff like that. I only saw one or two. They won't have come out in the camera right out. Like I said, probably Spanish media, I'm sure will have proper telescope stuff and high definition. I just wanted to do this as an experiment and make it all like not just about a holiday. It's in a minute and a half, but it's all they running about looking at places to see it from. From what I can tell, a lot of the people down on the beach saw a lot of it. It's very hard to tell. They all seem to be in shadow down there, but it's hard to tell if it's the shadow of the moon or the shadow of the mountains. Switch back to me for a second. Honestly, if you have a chance to experience something like that in your lives ever again, if you ever have a chance to go and experience something like that, I couldn't recommend it enough. You're saying like a minute and a half or whatever. The one next year is 6 minutes long. Granted, it's in a desert, but that just, for me, that just blew me away. I've seen them on the telly, I've seen them in films, I've seen them in science fiction shows, but to see it with your own eyes, live, I'm flabbergasted. I can't think that's not even the word that I want to use. Anyway, so I suppose I'll cut the live stream now. Thanks very much, anybody that knows me and anybody that doesn't know me, friends and family, work colleagues, anybody that tuned in or joined the stream or whatever. Leave a comment, let me know who you are, because like I had my phone switched to silent there, everybody's texting me all day saying how's it going or whatever else. Go watch me build-up videos, and I'll do a proper video on today's events that will probably feature some incredibly shaky footage from that minute and a half there you saw yourselves there a wee while ago. A few other bits and bobs, and yours truly, of course, talking rubbish. Yeah, so that's basically about it. I'm afraid to take these off there because you're always tempted to glance up. It's just the eclipse is setting now, so this is what I feared would happen. It's gone in behind the cloud and then in behind the headland. People further up the coast that watch it dropping down over the sea through their eclipse glasses will see the crescent of the sun dipping below the horizon. That's the sunset eclipse. This is the black sunset, as I've been calling it. YouTube doesn't seem to like that name for some reason. I can't think why. I must Google it, but usually some of my shorts and some of my other long stuff gets maybe 1,000 views. The last 4 videos have maybe got 100, 150 between them. They're not about an eclipse, they're about me planning for the eclipse, which maybe not everybody's going to find interesting. I certainly found it interesting going and doing it. But I tell you, it's been a hectic last couple of days. They're running about and catching buses and catching trains or whatever else, and trying to film stuff at the same time, and then you're only there and you have to sort of worry about heading back. But it's been highly enjoyable. What I'm going to do with the rest of my time here is sit by the pool, go down swimming in the sea, drink a few beers, eat some good food, and then home to good old Ireland. And I believe you have some nice heat over there. It's been 35 degrees the last couple of days, last 3 days here. And the humidity dropped there today, but it's still bloody warm. Right, but that's the end of it. I'll just cut back to the sunset here, in case you're interested. beautiful place for sunset. And on that note, I've been on streaming for just over an hour. Al Medina Marn Alam. I don't know who that is, but can I say hi back? How do I say hi? Let's give you a last wee shot of Peguera in all its glory. It's crazy the way that just turned to night there. I've heard people describing that before, and I said, no way, what do you mean turned to night? It turned to night. The stars come in there. I can still see Venus up there, but the rest of the stars come out. And it did get noticeably a wee bit colder, even though you can still see the sun hanging and the moon hanging in the sky. Yeah, I'm lost for words, and that's not like me. I know I stumble on them sometimes, but it's definitely not like me to be lost for words. If and when there's a next time for this, I will have proper equipment. I will have a laptop and stream from phones into the laptop and process it that way. That means you get the quality of the actual phone hardware instead of YouTube's software. That is brilliant, don't get me wrong, but it does not like zooming in. Like there's 20x magnification on this phone, and the most I'm getting here is like 3 or 4, so it's only using one of the cameras in the back of the phone. Anyway, if you're sitting down the quay in the cloudy weather, I'm thinking of you. I'm going to go down and get some barbecue, margarita, bottle of Coors, something like that, and oh, Joe Young says that he saw a wee bit on the quay. A wee bit. A wee bit of what? Yeah, well, this is interesting. You're probably reading the chat. This solar flare made Earth said the sun ejected a large. Right, I don't know if it's not really spam the chat. I haven't got the displaying the two hot radioactive lava masses circling the sun by magnetic gravitational force. Yeah, flares have a tendency to play havoc with communications, so maybe that's my excuse. Hot masses cool, forming the crust, largest Earth, the smallest moon, centripetal force. Yeah, I do know roughly how it works, but most people just want to see day turn to night and the diamond ring and the moon hanging in the sky. That you get a good impression of your place in the solar system and in nature just for that brief moment. And on that, folks, I'm going to leave this to it. Okay, thanks for tuning in. It's been emotional, as Vinnie Jones said in that famous film, and it's been very enjoyable. And I'll see some of you when I get back home. Peace out.